Hello again, ECET 109 students. This is Eddie, your lab assistant, and this is a small follow-up video on using labels, but this time this video would be over making virtual connections of inverted inputs. So what I have here is a circuit already pre-made, and as I said, labels can help you make virtual connections, and it will save you a lot of time, and especially with some of your future labs coming up, with like the hex display and future labs that you'll find out later on. And this will help you a lot in keeping track of what your inputs are and what exactly they are, instead of just getting lost with all the wires. So this circuit here has two outputs. One is X, which is not Q3, not Q2, not Q1, not Q0. With Y as not Q3, not Q2, not Q1, and Q0. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to make 4 normal inputs with 4 inverted inputs. First thing you need to do is drop in 4 inputs like you normally do, like so. And make sure you name these. In this case, the first one is Q3, second one is Q2, the third one is Q1, and the last one we'll name Q0. So once that's done, what we need to do is drop in 4 inverters, since we have 4 inputs. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you have the inverters in, you want to connect the inputs to the inverters, like so. A little messy there. So what you do next is now you want to move your mouse pointer to the output end of the inverter. Make sure there's a cross. Hold down the left mouse button, draw a line going right about 1 inch, and then let go. And from there we can actually name this label. What we have right here is a virtual connector, and what we're going to do is we're going to name this label. In my case, I'm going to name it NQ3. Right. Q3. There we go. Off click. So, and after we name it, it would be a good idea to move it. Click on the label. Use the arrow keys to move it. Move it to the far right end of the input line. And after that, you want to repeat the same steps with the other inverter outputs, like so. For Q2, I'm going to name that NQ2. For Q1, I'm going to make another line. I'm going to name this NQ1. And lastly, for the inverted input of Q0 and Q0, like so. Now, since that's done, what we want to do next is go to the gates that you want to draw virtual connections and draw virtual lines from there, like so. And make sure you draw these lines pretty long, because when you start typing your labels, if they're not long enough, they will start out here and run into your gate, and you don't want that. So once you have your virtual lines drawn in, what you do next is highlight the input virtual line you want. So I'll pick this one here, and this one was supposed to be connected to inverted Q3. So what we want to do is label it with the same name as the label we use for the not Q3, and in this case it would be NQ3. So type in NQ3, off click, and there's your label. You have made a virtual connection with an inverted input. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just move it over with the arrow keys, and I'm going to do the rest just like with NQ3. This one was not Q2, so I do NQ2, move it over to be consistent. This one was not Q1, and move that down here. And this was not Q0. So, you know, when we make these virtual connections, as I said, it connects here to here, and it is referenced back. So to complete this, NQ3, so it's up here. That NQ2, and we got one more that's inverted, NQ1. Now, a little note here. Even now we have made a connection from the input to an inverter, these inputs can still be used by their input tags. In this case, Y has a Q0. So what we do is click the one that we want to name Q0 and simply type in Q0. Sorry about that. 0. And move it over, and we're done. Basically, this circuit is complete. What you have down here exactly works what's up here, except now we have almost no wires, very few. But I hope this helps you guys out, especially in the future labs. I know definitely it will help you out in the hex lab, considering there's 7 outputs and a lot of inputs. And even now you have 4 inputs, you use a lot of wires. And if you use this will save you a lot of time. Well, that was it. This is Eddie signing out.